We've talked so much and so much attention has been put on what's happening over in crypto land. If we look over the price of Bitcoin right now, 19,250 on the Yahoo Finance Exchange. Dan Roberts joins us now to discuss what's been going on there. Dan, earlier today, it was kind of around 7 o'clock this morning. It looked like 20,000 was going to finally be in the cards. Then I don't know. There was like ETH 2.0. There was tweet about that. People dumped Bitcoin. As you kind of looked at the craziness in the last week, what does like this price rally mean to you, if anything? And is it fair, I guess, to maybe start a pedantic way, to call it an all-time high for Bitcoin?
Well, let's tackle that question first, Miles, because I don't blame people. I tried to explain this yesterday in a story for being confused about when we have hit a new all-time high and whether we have. And the answer is that, if you talk about shares of a stock that's traded on the NASDAQ, that's the only place you can buy and trade it. With Bitcoin, there are many, many different exchange sites, and they all offer a different price, because the question is, what is someone willing to pay for a certain amount of Bitcoin on each exchange? And so different exchanges, as well as different Bitcoin news outlets, often give a different number for what they believe was the all-time high. They're all around the same figure, but CoinDesk, for example, thinks it was 19,783. Well, we topped that yesterday. On the other hand, CoinMarketCap, which is actually the tracker that Yahoo Finance uses for all of our charts, believes that all-time high in December 2017 was 20,089. Now, that is on the highest end of the range that you see for what the all-time high was. Well, we haven't hit that. So if we were going by CoinMarketCap, we're not there yet. We haven't hit 20K. And I think the general consensus among kind of crypto media and crypto Twitter is that we're all going to agree that 20K would certainly be a new all-time high. Then it's a consensus. But yesterday, you did see most places, including us, run stories about a new all-time high because the price did get above 19,800, which, according to all but a couple exchanges, is a new all-time high. I just think kind of mentally, emotionally, it's going to take 20K for everyone to really start, waving the flag and applauding. And we haven't gotten there. And we talk a lot when we talk about crypto prices, especially with Bitcoin, about resistance levels. After in 2018, when it really plummeted back down below 10,000, around 14K was seen as a new resistance level. And it took a while. Then in the 2020 run-up, we've seen the 19K be a huge new resistance level. Now in the last 24 hours, we've been well above 19K, but we just can't get to the 20,000 mark. I think that's a real resistance band. And it seems to me like we're going to keep inching close and then not quite get there. But as I've written about, I think the run-up this year has been mostly two groups. One is Wall Street institutions. Institutional firms have really warmed to Bitcoin. Even JP Morgan in a couple of ways, even though Jamie Dimon has said it's still not my cup of tea. And the other group, I would combine them, PayPal and Square, which are two consumer-facing payment names that everyone knows that have really publicly bought into Bitcoin.
And Dan, I've also been reading today that there's sort of debate now between Bitcoin and gold. Are we seeing a rotation out of gold and into Bitcoin? I don't know that anyone is having a debate amongst the people who actually buy gold on the institutional side that it's losing appeal on a fundamental basis, but it's still, for something that's frequently called digital gold, right? It's interesting to talk about the dichotomy.
Yeah, digital gold, and people talk about it as a store of value, although the irony of PayPal buying in is that we're talking about maybe using Bitcoin for payments. So then you're no longer just making the store of value argument. It's interesting, Julie, Stan Druckenmiller, when earlier this month he revealed that he has invested a certain amount of his portfolio in Bitcoin, he said, of course, he has much more in gold. But then he said if the gold bet works out, he imagines the Bitcoin bet will work out even more. So interesting. They're certainly going to continue to be compared.
And Druckenmiller, of course, called by Mike Novogratz on this program 1 week ago, a god in the macro space, if there is indeed a god. All right, Dan Roberts, thanks for stopping by on this Tuesday.